Good morning and welcome to the Tradinformed Excel Trading Model live stream. This morning we are going to be trading on the 5-second time frame, the Euro US dollar, and we will be demonstrating our Excel trading model. With me this morning is Ren Vallow. How are you today, Ren?
Yeah, good morning, Mark. I'm doing well. Looking forward to seeing how we do. We had a good couple of runs there the last time we had our live stream, so hopefully we'll have some success.
That's right. Yeah, we had a great session. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago on Tuesday. And since then, we have had a little bit of market negativity, particularly in the equities sector. But we have switched over, at least for the time being, for our demonstration purposes, to the Euro US dollar. We have different trends in the Forex market, and plus we are trading on a very short time frame. So the trends will be somewhat different on the very short time frame. So
It
if you're
will.
new, you haven't seen this before, we are using an Excel model, which you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And
Hmm.
just let me just check things. So you can see that in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, and at the top of the screen you can see the MetaTrader 5 terminal, which we are using. We're using MetaTrader 5 to get price data and to take trades. So that is the connection we're using for the system today. Previously, we had a different connection. We were using the Rhythmic platform, which is a futures, I wouldn't say specific, but it's mostly a futures platform. We switched over recently to MetaTrader 5, and at the moment that is our main focus.
Yes,
So,
yes.
so
Mark,
Ren, this morning we've got a couple of minutes. We are usually wind up for the New York Open, 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. So we've got a few minutes for that. Do you have any thoughts this morning?
well, I'm looking at the markets and I was looking at your P&L chart for the strategy we're running, and it's pretty unbelievable. I was because all the markets we've been looking at have been pretty beat up, and I look at our
Mm.
P&L chart and it's going smoothly to the upside. So, what strategy are you running today, Mark?
We are running the good old strategy one, and
Nice.
if you're if you're new, I'll explain what strategy one is. It's not very descriptive. Strategy one is a momentum style strategy. So we are getting into trades when a shorter EMA, exponential moving average, crosses a longer one. So it's very basic strategy, but we're applying money management, and we are applying the power of the algorithmic system, in which case this is Excel. So it's a very accessible platform to stick to the strategy and do it again and again and apply the money management rules that we have programmed in. So yes, we are using strategy one. We have another strategy, strategy two, which we've always described as a mean reverting strategy. It has not tended to perform well on the Euro US dollar, which is why, if you look at the bottom left hand corner, you can see our strategy one equity
Ooh,
curve, theoretical equity curve, is pointing
I want
nicely upwards.
I think I'm switching to currencies, Mark. That's looking pretty good.
It does. It looks great. Well, there's a lot of good things, especially Euro US dollar, because it's
Yeah,
very, very liquid all the time, practically 24 hours a day. And we've got low spreads. It's very easy to get the price you want. Every broker offers it. So it is a good option. The thing that we need for this particular strategy is a nice trend. And the Euro US dollar, of the currencies, I have tended to find it's one of the better trending markets.
yeah, it's
Quite
pretty
smooth,
interesting.
quite nice trends. So
Yeah,
you can see
I'm,
the
I'm yeah.
upward sloping equity curve there. We're only taking long trades. This is our demonstration model. So in the future, there will be short trades as well. There's absolutely no reason why it can't trade short, but we're just demonstrating today. Any
Yeah.
thoughts about that, Ren? With 10 minutes to the stock
Well,
market open?
I'm really impressed because I don't know what's working the best for us here. We have a 55% win ratio, which is a little low. What we'd like to see a little higher than that, but our equity curve is absolutely beautiful. So I'm wondering what is our risk management is what's helping us in this particular case.
Yeah, so we are just getting on board the trends and we're hoping they persist for a fairly short while. If I just scroll down here, you can see here actually it's sloping downwards. So there is
Right.
one other factor which I'll demonstrate in a moment. So what I'm just showing here, you can see in the blue line, the bottom left-hand corner, is the close price over about the last 1,000 bars. Now we're trading on the 5-second time frame here, so you can see that there's been some ups and some downs, but the linear regression trend line is pointing downwards through that time period. Scroll up here, nice tight pattern around the linear regression sloping upwards for the trades. So
Yes.
yeah, what's driving it? We would like a slightly higher win percentage, and yeah, 55% is nice. We'd like to get it slightly higher than that. If I scroll across here, you can see we're using a profit target and a stop loss. So we're using a strict
Oh, okay. Yes.
3
We're
times the
right.
ATR profit target and
Mhm.
3 times the ATR stop loss.
It works really, really well. So even with a lower win rate, which is just 55%, we're still able to make money with it, which is really nice.
Yeah, that's right. So that's why we need the higher than 50% for this particular strategy. Otherwise, all the profit's going to be eaten up into costs and slippage. So at the moment, there's no reason to change it. But all we're doing today is we're demonstrating the model itself. So we want to show you what it can do.
And Mark, how now are we still going with it if it doesn't you know a 10 bar close, or if it doesn't go to a profit in like 20 bars? What is our setting for that right now?
Okay, so at the moment, we are just using a
10
10
bars.
bar close. So
Nice. Okay.
it's very, very simple. 10 times, it's really only a trade's going to only stay open for 50 seconds maximum.
Yep.
10 bar close here. There's no restrictions on that. So that means that we don't have to get to a set price. We don't have to be in profit. It's literally a hard stop. At the end of 10 bars, the trade will be closed.
Yep. And I
So
also see you have the long filter on today, which is new. We haven't used that recently. So the long EMA filter.
we've used it on and off, but I was just testing it this morning. I literally was having a little look this morning, and I decided to switch it on. We've got it set to 20, so it's set at a very low amount. It's hardly any
Yep.
higher than the slower of the two EMAs that we're using to open the strategy. So
Right.
it's not making a huge amount of difference. But what it will do is it will keep us out of more trades, particularly if we see a downturn, particularly if we
Yep.
see the price take on a particularly bearish tone from where it is at the moment. That should kick in
Right.
more.
You can absolutely see it if you look at the graphs, because where the currency really took a dive, our P&L did not take a dive. So it is really working for us.
Exactly.
It kept
So
it kept us out of trades that would have hurt us for sure.
yeah, exactly. So just comparing these two here, this little kick up that we have had over the past short little while coincides with the kick up we have here on the blue line. Again, I'm looking at the bottom left hand corner of the screen, and you can see that the flat lines here are when the filter is in operation or the strategy is just not taking any trades.
Yeah.
But I think one of the things that we wanted to talk about today, Ren, is the strategy is by no means a fixed item in this particular model. And if you have your own ideas about how to trade on the intraday time frames, on the daily time frames, or in any whatever time frame you want, you can
Yep.
apply it to this model.
Yes, that's the beauty of it. You can just change it however you like it, whatever your time frame is and whatever your strategy is. It can be adjusted very easily.
Yeah, I mean, it's built in Excel. So at the moment, the way we're doing it is it's sitting here on the desktop, but there is absolutely no reason. In fact, a better solution, particularly for live trading, we've talked about this before, is putting it up there on a virtual private server. So you have
Yes.
guaranteed internet. You can even co-locate close to the exchange, which is something that you've got experience of, Ren.
I do actually, and I have a server that I rent as well for this purpose. Now I checked in with MetaTrader for subscribers, that people that use MetaTrader. They also offer this virtual private server, very affordable, much more affordable than my current one actually. So I was kind of wondering how they do it. But
Mm.
yeah, they'll offer a server located close to the exchanges of your choice. all around the world actually, and their virtual private servers start. I mean, I think I saw $25 a month or something, incredibly cheap.
Yeah.
And I have a good one, but it's a lot more expensive. So I was like, wow, I wonder if I'm willing to give it a try. I think
Yeah. There was a specific reason though why
there
you had
is.
the one that you do have, and that's because it was
You
located in Chicago,
spoken with
close
Ridley.
to the CME servers. I assume.
Yep, very close to the CME servers, and it's also supported by Rhythmic. It's one of their servers, so it works very well for their system. But I'm kind of curious to compare, so
Mhm.
I will let you know as I do that because I'm definitely I'm thinking about setting it up.
Great. Okay. Great. Well,
This is a comparison.
I'll look forward
Yeah,
to that. Forex market obviously works slightly different. It's disaggregated around the world, so it'd be interesting to see how it compares in terms of execution.
yeah, yep,
We're testing today. This live stream is on the 5 second time frame, so
yep,
that doesn't leave a lot of time. Very, very difficult to trade that manually. To day trade it yourself, clicking on a mouse to enter and exit trades, and we're not recommending that time frame. We're doing it so that we can demonstrate lots and lots of trades, both winning and losing trades, and you can
yep.
see how the system would operate in if you were using it yourself. So I'm going to have a quick look
It's
at the backtest tab, because while we've been talking, we've been having trades. In fact,
mm,
we're in trades at the moment. So
one,
I'm going to zoom in here. This is just a normal Excel file. The data streams in. Every 5 seconds, a new bar pops up. And you can see here we have a signal saying that there's been a long trade, and it's neither opened, it's neither been closed, or rather it's still open at the moment
there it
as we
goes.
speak.
It just closed.
Oh, it did close, yeah, as I was
Just
speaking. So this is the thing. So you can view it. I mean, this is like a video game in a way. Of course, you can see how your trade is performing. What we're going to do a bit later is we can play around with the strategy, adjust it in real time. We're not trading with a live account here, so we can play around with it and show you what it can do. But when you are trading it for real, you want to be able to just view, see what is happening, and take an overview.
exactly. It's definitely you wouldn't want to do that live when you're adjusting the values. I would shut down trading at that point.
No, exactly. So there's one thing that we've got slightly different from our previous system, which I'll just show on the screen now. And you can see here we've got a text printed out list. You can see it now on the left hand side of your screen, showing what trades. We're not currently in a trade, but it is giving it the time. It's based on my computer clock time, so that is approximately 2 minutes before we have the stock market open. So there will
Yep,
be, even in the forex market, there will be a bit of a reaction, but not the same sort of reaction that we see for stocks and equity indices.
absolutely. Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, and hopefully today is a turnaround day because we always go with turnaround Tuesday, but since Wednesday is the new Tuesday, we're going with
Mm.
Wednesday. Hopefully, it's a turnaround Wednesday.
Yeah, exactly. So we're thinking we're going to get, this is our plan at least, that we want to see a bit of an upturn in stocks. We've had a bit of a downturn, and in fact, I'll show you first of all what we're looking at here. So euro US dollar. This is the weekly chart of euro US dollar. It's got a very bearish tone. That
Wow.
is pretty clear. And if I put it on the daily, it looks, if anything, slightly worse. So scrolling in here, you can see we're well underneath. This is a 33.
Oh, there we go.
We've just had the
Markets rose.
opening bell, so we'll
Yep.
see what happens. And I will scroll down to a smaller time frame, and we can see. Let's have a look. So we've got the 15-minute time frame here to give us a slightly longer term view. See what happens.
Yeah, it looks like it's got a little mini rally going.
Yeah, not a lot. We can see things did pick up a bit approximately 2 or 3 hours ago. Actually, a bit longer than that. That was in the morning time over here. We've not really had a huge amount of obvious volatility on the 15-minute chart there. Let's go down to the 1-minute chart. So we're trading on the 5-second. This is the 1-minute chart. You can see if, well, optimistically here, if anything, we're having a slight attempt to break out to the upside on the 1-minute chart. But we're trading on an even faster time frame. But this might be a reasonable filter for a strategy on the 5-second time frame.
Yeah. Another really nice contrast between MetaTrader and the rhythmic system is you can adjust the charts without impacting your trading in the background. So that's kind of like with the rhythmic system connection, if you adjusted the charts, it would actually affect the back end where the Excel sheets were. So this is kind of nice to be able to play with it and just take a look at stuff.
Exactly. It was a different system, wasn't it, with rhythmic? We were using their built-in Excel connection, which was useful, which is good and had its strengths. But at the moment, we're focused on MetaTrader 5, and we've had a lot of people contacting us about IB and about TD Ameritrade as well.
Yes, and I think IB is a very similar connection that it would be to MetaTrader. So it's an API direct. We can connect through their API. And TD Ameritrade though is a more complex one. So they do have an API, but it's not as straightforward as this one. So possible though.
Yeah. So TD Ameritrade definitely possible. Definitely demand there as well. So that is something we are looking into at the moment. If you've not tried MetaTrader 5. Free to download. There's no reason. There's nothing there not to like. So give it a try and see what you think. It's a nice little platform. It will depend on the broker who's providing the data, what markets you have access to. But there's good. I've added a few markets here as well. In particular, S&P futures and Nasdaq futures, and I'm just out of sheer curiosity going to have a look at them here.
Now, here in the U.S. mark, MetaTrader will offer the S&P 500 futures and all the currency markets for free without even having a broker attached to it. So that's kind of I think that's just a U.S. market. Like you said, there's a geo-located thing in there. If you're in the UK, you're going to have at least one broker that you sign up with.
That's right. It will be different depending on where you're based, but I'm sure anybody interested in the markets is well aware of that. It will make a difference, but anyway, we've got the ES at the moment, and if I do here, we've got the Nasdaq futures as well. Nasdaq
looks like the Nasdaq.
Yeah, we've had a little bounce to the upside. That's good. So we had a comment. Hi Ben, good to have you here. Never mind about being late. Great to have you here. And any comments from Ben or anybody else on the live stream, just drop them in the chat box, and we will be very happy to answer them.
Yep, open to answer any questions about the system. Another thing I'd like to bring up about this type of trading versus like MetaTrader offers a coding backend. You can code, like you could write your own algorithm. One of the differences here with Excel is it's not so much a black box. When you create those types of, or you hire a programmer to create a trading algorithm for you, that's written in a language and then compiled, it's basically a black box that you look at, and it does the trades and you have no idea like what's happening. With Excel, one of the beauties of using Excel is a lot of people are familiar with it. Plus it's open and you can see what it's doing. So you can see the trades as they're happening, the opens, the closes. When you hit a stop loss, the 10-bar close, it's very easy to see what's happening. So it's more than just a black box. It gives you that inner workings of the black box while it's happening. Yeah. So that's one of the key differences between what we're doing and a lot of the other algorithm trading that you see out there.
Yeah, that's right. That's what I've always liked about it. It's very, very visual. And whether you're trading on a chart, whether you're using algorithmic systems, mechanical style trading, you really need to have a feel for what the strategy is. It's nice to have all the metrics at the end of the day and you understand how it's performed overall, but they often don't tell the whole story. Right. You get the story from the trades themselves, how they've progressed, what's happened to them, and that's done better in an Excel than just about any other system. So if I scroll here back onto the bottom left of the screen, you can see here you have the picture written bar by bar, And you can visualize this in different ways. And when we have the full version, you'll be able to visualize it in lots of different ways. But just having the bar by bar data, seeing how the technical indicators, the signals, entry and exit signals have changed, really does deepen your understanding, helps you develop a strategy, helps you optimize it and actually get it out there so that you can be trading it in the markets.
Absolutely. It takes a lot of the mystery out of it too. It's not just like, even with the indicators like the EMA, you can see the EMAs here right on the screen being calculated as it's happening.
Yeah, that's right. They're being calculated in Excel. So they're being calculated bar by bar. If I scroll across here, bottom left of the screen, you can see, particularly if I just do this and give us some more numbers, you can see these numbers will change gradually over time. Obviously, the 5-second time frame, things are happening quickly. Sometimes you may want to analyze it after the session is finished and have a look at it that way, but it gives you the flexibility to watch it in real time, to look at it afterwards, and to use all the built-in functionality of Excel to understand whatever metrics that you want to use on your strategy.
Yep, exactly. It gives you full control is essentially what you get, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. So let's see how the strategy is performing. It's doing pretty well. It's still pointing
Excellent.
upwards.
Yeah.
We're only on 52% winning trades, so we would like that to be higher, but still, at least it's above 50%. And if I scroll down here, you can see the market is picking up a slightly more bullish tone, which is
Yes.
being picked up by this strategy.
Yes. So essentially, we're taking out some of the volatility of the ups and downs in the market, but we're still benefiting from the up movement, which is really nice.
Yeah. Ren, when we spoke yesterday, you were telling me about a friend of yours that has had a look at the strategy, or we've spoken about the strategy, this momentum style strategy, or was it even the buy on the dip strategy? But
Yep.
he's got another idea to actually reverse that and to be buying on strength.
Yes, exactly. So he was going with the buy on strength momentum strategy, very similar to a momentum strategy, but it was more like our our strategy too.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that'd be something we could easily input into this. So
I've often, in fact, it's often the way that strategy, you can take one extreme of a strategy, like an extreme, reversal. You can have an extreme oversold indicator, for example, or a very bearish looking candlestick pattern, and move all the way to the opposite end, an extremely overbought indicator. And both of these signals can work. It will give you a slightly different profile of trades. You'll be opening and closing the trades at different times in the price cycle, but both of them can work. And it can actually, you need to have your money management, like we spoke about at the beginning. You need to have something appropriate for the style of strategy, but both of them
yep,
can work. And there's traders all around the world that can prove anything. You've got your breakout traders, you've got your mean reversion traders, you've got the traders that only trade long, you've got traders that only trade short. You've got everything is possible as long as you're buying, you're sticking to your system, you've got a decent system, and you've got the money management,
yep.
entry and exits right.
Exactly. And so I gave my friend a challenge, and I said, well, strategy two is very similar to your idea. So I said, take our strategy two and modify it to be your strategy, and let me know. So I'll keep you posted on how that goes.
Great. Yeah, I'll be fascinated. Yeah. So we keep saying it. I think we've got to just do it. We'll try some new strategies for one of these. All we're doing
Yep.
here, the only reason we've got these strategies is to demonstrate the spreadsheet. So people watching this live stream, both live now and after the event, if you're watching it on catch up, you can see, you can get a flavour for how this will work. And the other thing that we haven't said at all is this is a demo version, not this exact version, but a version of this spreadsheet is available for download. There's a link below the video on YouTube, and you can go on that link. You can enter your email and you will get this spreadsheet absolutely for free. Now, the one that is available now, as of September the 7th, is the older version that connects to Rhythmic, but you can still get an idea. It is a good platform if you want to try that, particularly for futures traders. This one we're going to make it available very soon, aren't we, Ren?
Yes, we are. Yeah, and the Rhythmic platform, if you're new, it's all free. You sign up for 2 weeks of free data, you're good to go. Yeah, but we are planning to release this one as our new model,
Mm-hmm.
our new model beta, whatever you want to call it. It's like going to be our demo, but it'll be with the MetaTrader system. So it's a little different install, but yeah, it's very straightforward and easy. And as soon as we get that ready, we'll put it up there.
Yeah. So even if you're not using MetaTrader 5, even if you've never used it, have a look. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's simple. It's lightweight. It'll install with no problems. You'll be connected to a broker that's appropriate for the country that you live in, and there's lots of markets, and there's really no way you can go too far wrong. Download the new version when it's available. I'll send an email around when it is available to download, and you'll be able to try it on that as well.
Excellent. So any questions from our viewers out there? Anybody have a question?
Yeah, so Ben says used Excel for years, but thought I needed to learn programming to improve my trading. So I took a course in Python, etc. But I still use Excel a lot because I understand it so much more. Yeah, you and me both, Ben. Exactly the same. I've used some other programming languages, including MQL4 and MQL5, I think, as well.
Yep.
But I generally go back to Excel. That's where my comfort zone is. Ren, I know you're more used to the back ends, but I think even you would say that, like you were saying earlier, Excel has some big advantages.
Well, my biggest advantage. Okay, so Python is one of. Well, actually, our API is written in Python for anybody who's interested, and you can use the pandas and you can do all the Excel functions in Python. But what I like about actually using Excel is it's open and we can see all the columns and rows. Whereas, like, if you're building an auto trader in Python and you're using the pandas, which is the one library that you would want to use, you can't really see the inner workings of it as it's happening. So this way we get to see it happen in real time. And some people might argue there's a slight amount of latency with that, but at the timeframes you're going to be trading at like 5, 15, 30 daily, those things are irrelevant. So I really much prefer to see what's happening in the front end with Excel, even if I'm using Python API in the background to do all the hard work.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, you've just confirmed there that indeed we are using Python because it's absolutely
Yes.
it is a great programming language, and is
It is.
hugely compatible with all sorts of different systems. So we're using Python to connect Excel to, correct me if I'm saying anything wrong here, Aaron, but to go from Excel to do the calculations that are happening in Excel, and to get the information to and from the MetaTrader 5 servers.
Yeah, that's absolutely
So
correct. Yeah.
in very simple language for me.
Very true.
So yeah, we're using both. And you do make a point there as well, just to pick up on that one as well, Ren, that the system that we're running here on the 5-second time frame, you would want a very stripped down Excel sheet if you're going to work on the 5-second time frame. But if you want looking at something like the 15-minute or 30-minute time frame, which is still going to get lots and lots of trades, particularly if you're looking at multiple markets, trying to find the best opportunities, which is a good way to approach it. You'll still get lots of trades, and latency will not be anywhere near as significant an issue.
Agreed. Yes. Agreed. Yeah. Yeah. Because there could be like the argument that Excel slows things down just a tiny bit, but milliseconds they do matter on the 5-second time frame, but I don't think they matter too much on the 15.
Yeah, Excel is slowing things down. We know that. It's recalculating. Things like this there's going to be a certain amount of processing that will be affected by your computer's processing. That will be less on a virtual private server, probably, because it should have lots of processing power, but it will still slow it down slightly. So, Ben, great question. Will it be available for MetaTrader 4? I'll put that one over to you, Ren. I've already asked the question of you.
So what happens, so MetaTrader 4. So MetaTrader 4 uses a DDE server, which is very similar to the Rhythmic connection. So it is possible for us to code it with MetaTrader 4 for those people who'd be interested, but it's not as clean an interface as an API like using Python to connect. So it's actually a big improvement on MetaTrader's side to have switched over to an API versus the DDE server. The DDE server connects directly to Excel, which has its advantages, but at the same time, it doesn't give us as much flexibility. And if something gets hung up, when you adjust your charts on one side, it'll affect your sheets on the other side. So having this API with MetaTrader 5 allows you to be able to use MetaTrader however you want, and the data stream is still coming into Excel without interruption, which is very nice. So, but the long answer is that, and the short answer is yes, we can do it, but we haven't completed that.
Yeah. So to me, that's quite disappointing as well. For anybody else that use MetaTrader 4, and I know here in the UK at least, there are more brokers still offering MetaTrader 4, which is practically a dinosaur for in terms of trading platforms. But there are still more brokers offering that for some reason than there are brokers offering MetaTrader 5. But on the other hand, if you can resolve that particular issue, then as Ren, you were rightly saying, the interface, the connection is a lot cleaner. It's a lot easier to implement. So for me, the biggest problem with MetaTrader 5 is finding a good broker, whereas for whatever reason, lots of brokers are offering the MetaTrader 4. But if you can resolve that, hopefully it becomes, you get used to MetaTrader 5, which is a nice platform. It is a slightly slicker and better platform than MetaTrader 4, in my opinion.
Yeah, and here in the US, almost all the brokers are using MetaTrader 5. So if you're based in the US markets, you're probably fine. Around the world, though, MetaTrader 4 is still even though it's a dinosaur, it's the most popular. So we can do it, and it's achievable, but it would have to be on a request thing. So we would definitely work on that.
Okay, so it's definitely on there. Thanks anyway. I need to get used to MetaTrader. I would download it anyway because it's free, and you can you can get a demo account really, really easily. And speed and other improvements. It is pretty good. It's slightly slicker. I'm not sure if it's any quicker, but it certainly looks a bit slicker to me. It feels a bit nicer. I think, and this is coming from memory, I think you can have more time frames. I think can you have custom time frames as well? Yeah, you
Yes, you
can
can.
actually. So you can have 2 minutes, 3 minutes. 12-minute time frames. There is more options for different time frames. So there's probably other things as well. So I'm gone back anyway. Moving on slightly. I've gone back to the chart in the top left-hand corner, which is the platform that we've just been talking about, MetaTrader 5, and you can see the chart here of the euro US dollar. In the time that we've been, I'm going to zoom into the time frame where we have been live. You can see, in fact, I don't know if you can see my cursor here, but I'm basically indicating it's the point that we've gone relatively fairly steeply upwards. So we've timed it nicely again. So we've had good luck both this week and 2 weeks ago when we had our last live stream of taking advantage of these small upward surges in the euro US dollar. Trading on the 5-second time frame, we've been able to take advantage of them. So we won't go on for too much longer today. We've seen lots and lots of trades. We've got the dashboard here. I'll zoom in, bottom left-hand corner in Excel. You can set things very easily, like the profit target, like the stop loss, like the strategy. You could just use a checkbox to go between them.
And Mark, I think we may have lost. I lost the view of the screen on that one.
Okay. Yeah, just bringing that back for you, Ren. So the two different strategies here, really, really easy to switch between them. Like we said, we've just got these checkboxes. So if you can see there on the bottom left-hand corner, if I do it again, you can see I've just used the checkbox to switch the filter on and off. And you see here, it's actually made a pretty marginal difference to the to the strategy performance there. But you could feel, for example, that you might, instead of a 20 period filter, you might want a 200 period filter, whatever feels
Sure.
right to you, whatever tests well, and you can just go with a checkbox. Exit conditions here as well. These are the sort of things that you would test and alter and adjust and optimize before you start your trading session. So you'd get everything set up. Once it is all set up, you're back tested, you're ready to go, then you'll just be in a position to watch things, to use the Excel model to watch things and use the printout that I showed a moment ago. Can you see the screen now, Ren?
Yeah, so I can, yeah. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
And I was going to say, yeah, like one of the nice things is you can backtest all your things before you get into the trading day and really optimize it for the day you're getting involved in. So if you have a really choppy day, you might want to pick your strategy too, and you just optimize. And that's the beauty of backtesting. So you can, backtest as much data as you want to make sure that, for what type of market condition you're in, and then set your strategy up according to what you believe the day looks like.
Mhm. Yeah. And to what time of day? This is something that we've
Yep.
talked about before. You may believe there's observable. We know that there's a lot of volatility around certain times of the day when the London forex market comes on board. You see a
Yes.
lot more liquidity in the market. You have a similar thing, particularly in equities when New York comes
Yep.
online later in the afternoon for those of us in Europe, in the morning for those on the East Coast and across the US. So you see at these different times of day, different strategies tend to work better. So
Yes.
in the two live streams we've done showing this Euro US dollar momentum style strategy, it has performed pretty nicely. Um,
Absolutely. Impressive, actually.
yeah.
Very impressive. And also, we also talked about for those people in the daily time frame, certain days of the week perform better, less volatility than other days of the week. So, like when you start to identify that in your back testing using Excel, you can start optimizing your trading according to like what's the best day of the week to be trading. Why would if you know Fridays are the worst day of the week, why even bother trading Friday?
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm a big believer in seasonal patterns,
Yeah.
and they're not just the seasons. They happen every month, they happen every week, and if you think of it in those ways throughout the day as well. So there's better and worse times to be trying different strategies, particularly intraday strategies. You need to have that deeper understanding of how your strategy performs at different times of the day. We often found as an example of this particular strategy, one momentum strategy, when we were trading it on NQ,
Yep.
would perform well in the pre-market, or what is the main
Yes.
stock market session, the overnight session, and not necessarily quite as well
Yep.
in the actual session. So
It
it
seems to
really can
outperform.
vary.
Yeah, the early market, early morning markets before the market would actually open, the futures market would trade much better than the volatile opening bell market, like that time from the opening bell to like my time, 8 p.m. or like 10 p.m. East Coast, was very
Mm.
volatile and the strategy just didn't perform as well. So you would do better. You wouldn't even want to trade that in real life. You'd want to trade the early morning.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, having a model to do it for you
Yep.
means that you can just set it and forget it, because you can set anything that's controllable, anything that's actually a number. You can set it in Excel. So you could set that it would not take any trades before 3 a.m. and would not take any trades after 8 a.m., for
Yep.
example, if you wanted to look at that pre-market session. So there's a huge amount of flexibility, a lot of it very, very simple to do. And with Excel, of course, you have a huge community, unlimited information on the internet about how to do certain things.
Pretty
MetaTrader
much.
5 is certainly not as big as Excel, but there is another huge
It is.
big trading community out there.
Yep.
So that's another thing to consider. Again, we're not affiliated with them in any way. We've just found that their way of connecting to the markets seems to suit our spreadsheet.
Yep, it works really well. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to joining that community in MetaTrader 5. We haven't yet to do that, but we're looking forward to it.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. So things are going pretty nicely today. The strategy is going upwards. I'm going to just point this out. Our percentage of winning trades has actually slipped below 50% here. So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here, but what that's telling me is that our average winning trade is greater than our average losing trade. And indeed, you can see that. If you're looking at this on a small screen, I apologize, but I'll zoom in a little bit here. You can see here, you've got the average winning trade is significantly higher than the average losing trade. And so in this situation, that's another way that you can end up with a profitable situation, even if
Right.
you only have 50% winners. If your average winner is bigger than your average loser, again, you've got the possibility of a profitable trading strategy.
Right. And hopefully you can come up with a strategy that is better than 50%. And then you really make money.
Yeah,
Like
that's
we
what
did,
we want. That's what
we
we
had
want.
100%
So
winner when we were doing strategy two a couple weeks back. We had a 100% winner on that one. That was beautiful. But
that
it's,
was, yeah, that was one of our classic live streams. That was actually, I
yes,
think, was that the last one we did on Rhythmic? I can't remember, but anyway,
it might have been, yeah.
it's in the archives when we had a lovely 100% win rate. I don't know what our win rate today is, but we're doing okay, at least as visualized by our constantly evolving capital graph here, which keeps pointing upwards. So that makes me happy. And the market itself is a bit more fluctuating.
Yeah, I guess it just keeps off. It keep collecting pips.
That's what we want. Yeah, keep on collecting, hoovering them up. Ren, I think we're going to finish fairly soon today. Do you have any final thoughts? If you're watching this on live stream, please put any questions in quickly, and we will be more than happy to answer them. Do you have any final thoughts, Ren, about anything we've said or done today?
No, it looks good, and thank you, Mark, for hosting today. Yeah, it went very well. I'm looking forward to our next live stream. Maybe will that challenge will work out, and my friend will give us the strategy back, and we can test it in our live stream.
Oh, that would be exciting. Yeah. So we'll have a brand new strategy to try out, see how it performs in real time. We are testing this on a demo account, and you can easily do that. You can do it right away. Just get the link from below the YouTube video. Older version is available at the moment, but if you get your email into the list, I will contact you as soon as you can get this version and connect it up to MetaTrader 5.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm looking forward to all the people joining us.
Great. So, okay, so I'm going to finish the live stream today. We've had loads of trades. It's been another good morning. Happy to
Yep.
answer any questions. Just drop them in an email, and we will be delighted to get back in touch with you.
Well, thank
So,
you,
Ren,
Mark.
thanks very much for being here today, and I look forward to speaking with you on the next live stream, which will hopefully be next Tuesday at the same time, just before the New York Open, and we'll speak again then.
Yep. All right. Take care, Mark.
Okay,
Thanks.
bye bye.
Yep.